Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Andy from kaizentcg back with another video. We run a six-figure online Pokemon business. And in this video, I wanted to talk about my first vending show this weekend on Saturday for 2026. Talk about that. We're going to talk about the outlook of the Pokemon market, what I see, and just talk about some news and stuff like that that's coming down the pipe. So, yeah, let's get into it. So for Pokemon vending, we did a local show here in Vancouver, by the shipyards there, and it was probably like 80 to 100 tables. Steady traffic. What I noticed was, there's a good amount of people going to the show, of course, and people were buying, but they're buying a lot of singles. I feel like it's not anywhere close to peak bull market. With slabs, a lot of people were looking to trade for higher, like upgrading into bigger slabs. Weren't too many people buying heavily, other than like for patron wise. Uh, for other vendors and streamers, stuff like that, they definitely were buying heavier on the slab side, and then singles as well. So from what I hear, whatnot, TikTok, like the streaming rip and ship stuff is going very strong still. So the market overall is healthy, strong. It's nowhere near the bull market, of course, but I think it's starting to move. Some prices are starting to creep up if on slabs and stuff like that. So buyer confidence is starting to pick up a little bit, I think. I think as the months go on, and if we continue on, then as we go into the spring and summer, we could see a nice leg up. We'll see. But vending experience. So what did I notice? Yeah, just a lot of Japanese was flying. Japanese, anybody that had Japanese, cheaper price point, better quality. And Japanese, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the Japanese market, but things are going up in Japan a lot. The older sets, vintage is going up. 25th anniversary is going bananas. They just announced 30th anniversary Magikarp. So any of 25th anniversary slabs and singles, they're going crazy right now. Like the Golden Pikachu's like 200,000 yen. The Magikarp went from 25 to 45k yen. The Umbreon's flying up to like 55k yen. The Japanese boxes are starting to pick up right now. CP6, so that's the 20th anniversary box. That box is going absolute crazy. That box is like 8,000 USD now. I remember like 4 years ago it was like 2k, and I thought it was expensive then, but hey, look at that return on investment, right? 5x in 4 years. I would take that all day. The Pokekune stuff is going nuts. That's our generations. The Flareon, all that type of stuff as well. And then the other thing I noticed is like people aren't buying as heavily like during the peak. People were just throwing money at everything. So this time people are a little bit more, I would say, educated and calculated. Like they're really either scoping out really good deals, or they're just trying to find cards that they really want, or they'll trade into it. And I spoke to some friends that did front row Vegas. They did amazing. So Canada market or Vancouver market compared to US, it just doesn't compare. We just don't have as much liquidity as you guys in the States, especially at front row and Collecticon. It's just way more money sloshing around there. Here, the local market is just not there yet. But I'm just sharing my experiences, and yeah, for us, we did okay. It was I wouldn't say it was like a really good show in terms of sales for us, but it was okay. We did a lot of buying, so that's one thing. A lot of people were selling a lot of singles and slabs, and things that in the bull market people wanted like 85, 90%, they were willing to let it go for 70 to 80% on good stuff as well. And we picked up a lot of IRs, alt arts, singles, some some that looked gradable. So, if you're vending, that's one of the benefits is too, is if you get lucky, you can find some mint cards that people are just looking to get out of. They don't want to wait 4 to 6 months to get their PSA submission back. They just want to, take that money and put it into something else. So that's a big benefit of vending. And then slab wise, we picked up some, PSA 10 alt arts and stuff like that, that were SIRs and stuff that, before people would want minimum 85, 90%. They're letting go for 80% on a down market. So it's pretty good. I think the profits are made, in the buys and actually not the sells. That's a really good tip that I kind of took to heart. It's like your entry point, right? And the profits built in, and then it's just, you just got to sometimes wait for it to, you know, get realized. But yeah, and then One Piece. So a lot of people were interested in One Piece and asking about One Piece. I don't do any One Piece just because, one, I don't have the knowledge. Two, I'm not a big fan of One Piece. I grew up on Pokemon. Now I'm going to be watching the Netflix series just to kind of like enjoy it as entertainment. And I like One Piece, like doing well. It's good. It's good for a healthy market. Pokemon needs competition. So does Magic, and competition, makes the companies, step up, right? Hopefully. And, One Piece looks like it's cementing itself as the third TCG. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh has that new set coming out, so let's see how hype that is. But I think overall the market's very healthy right now. And, we're starting off the year strong there. And then vending, one thing I would say though, for vending, and if you're looking to get into vending, there was a lot of people getting stuff stolen. So there was at least 4 or 5 vendors that I know that got their stuff stolen. And you need to protect your inventory, man. So, the first time you're doing it with binders. That's fine. Try to have someone there with you, like someone. So at least like, even if they don't know anything about Pokemon, is your mother, your brother, your family member, your wherever, a friend. Just have that person, even if they don't know anything about Pokemon. Have them just eye the binders, right? That's where a lot of people are stealing stuff from now. It's just too easy. And then we had an instance where the guy had like some really good raw stuff, like some Pikachu promos and Pokecune stuff. Like it would probably be like $1,000 over raw worth of cards that someone reached over and just took the stack from behind his table. So, a tip I would have is either, if you have something like that, put that in your, a case or a box or a backpack or something. Just don't leave it out in the open, man. Like it gets busy. Tons of people come, and it's so easy to get caught slipping, and it sucks because that $1,000, like if you would just take that money, invest in a couple showcases, and yeah, you won't be able to show as many cards as a binder to showcase, but at the end of the day, if you're getting stolen from a bunch of times, the showcase pays for itself, right? So I would say, if you're looking to vend or starting vending and stuff like that, just be very careful. Like as values go up and the hype goes up, seems to be a lot more people stealing and doing bad things and robbing and stuff like that. So just be extra careful out there, guys, with that. And for us, like for me, I started with binders, right? But now I just have showcases, and then it's easy to manage, even if I'm away and my partner's, uh, you know, uh, looking over our table, because we have showcases. It's quite hard to just steal from, and then we don't leave anything on the table that's super valuable, and anything we would just put it away. And then it's even when we're managing multiple customers, they're only looking at one card at a time. With a binder, they can pull out like multitudes of cards, and then it's hard to keep track, and then they can just get out of there really quickly. So yeah, just a word of warning for you guys. So vending was good. We're gonna vend again in a couple weeks here. There's a show every weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Vancouver now. It's crazy because last year it was like once a month, and then twice a month. Now it's like every weekend there's a show, and sometimes there's multiple shows on the same day. So it's getting competitive, but it's good. Hopefully people turn out um, and continue to go to the shows, because I have a lot of fun talking to you guys and meeting you guys and stuff like that. So that's probably the best part about vending for me, is just hanging out with other Pokemon nerds, right? So with that being said, yeah, I want to transition over to some news and stuff like that. Recently, today actually, so we're talking today's January 12th. There's a Lego Pokemon collab on Pokemon Center and Lego website. It was like a Pikachu, Eevee. Then you got Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard, and a couple Pikachu's. And it's funny, on the boxes is 18A, 18 plus, right? So, it's not even targeted towards kids, it's targeted towards adult. And the price point, shows that because the Pikachu's like what, 270 Canadian, and then the Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard figurine is 900, which is like 650 USD, which is quite hefty. I mean, it looks cool, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not a Lego pro or anything, but I know Lego has a massive market, so it'll be interesting to see if the Lego Pokemon collab brings in some new collectors into Pokemon, which I think it will. And it's funny that Pokemon is, they're targeting adults, right? Like it's a kids card game, but the adults is where all the money's from, and they're targeting like people like myself, where I grew up. Late 90s 2000s is when Kanto and base set and rock and all that stuff came out, and now we're the ones that are coming back to nostalgia, and a lot of us have kids and stuff like that, and we're collecting with our kids, and it's kind of cool. So Pokemon knows what they're doing, so that we'll see how the Lego Pokemon thing comes, like how it plays out with the 30th anniversary coming up. And with 30th anniversary coming up as well, like there's no leaks or anything like that, but like the celebration boxes are starting, like they've been climbing. The celebration UPC is climbing. The Japanese side is going parabolic right now. If you guys are into Japanese, just so you're aware, Japanese was a little different. Uh, the they were like, all the hits were in like specialty promo packs. They weren't in the box, so it's totally different compared to English, where we had our ETBs and stuff, and it comes all in packs. Japanese is a little different in that way. And their stuff, yeah, the golden box, so their UPC, that gold Pikachu is going nuts. And then some other news, what we got? We got Perfect Order. I made a video on that the other day. Check it out if you want to hear my take on it. But there's some leaks, some new megas. Like the arts look cool. I just don't really know those Pokemon, so I don't know how they'll do. There was a Mega Greninja leaks. Now I don't know if that's in Perfect Order or not. It might be in another set, to be confirmed. But it was an English card, so it might be. But it's strange to be that they put Mega Zygarde as the kind of the face of the set if you have a Greninja, and he's not on any of the pack art. So I'm a little confused there. I know they did the switcheroo with us with the was it the Phantasmal Flames, where they put the Mega Gengar on the pack, but then there's no Mega Gengar. It's going to be in Ascended Heroes. So who knows? I don't know what they're doing, but the Mega Greninja leak, if real, does look cool. And it would make sense, yeah. Like, you put a middle of the road set, but you put one chase card, just like Twilight was, right? Twilight has the Greninja, and I guess if you're into trainers, and then the Eevee, right? And the Greninja's done well, so Greninja can carry itself set by itself. And then, with that set, stores are getting their kind of like their allocations from distro. Just listening to Pokemon USA and Nostalgianomics, two great channels. If you're into Pokemon investing and business, definitely check them out. They help me a lot. And Eli was saying that it seems like they're allocating more sleeve blisters than booster boxes this time around. And that might be the change that they're doing to get more packs out there, is just make more collection boxes and loose packs, and just make the booster box kind of a premium product. And they've been doing it, right? Because allocations to all these LGS has been getting cut during this bull market. It's been tough, right? And Costco's and the big box retailers are getting tons of products like ETBs, collection boxes, tin boxes, all that type of stuff. And it seems like booster boxes and booster box cases are going to be very scarce. And I feel like in the future, if we continue in this bull run and the market stays sustainable, like potentially, yeah, it's just going to be that premium, scarce, top tier product, right? The booster boxes and booster box cases, right? So that's something to monitor. And, you know, the sentiment around it is not so hot, but how can it be? You know, when we're going to get Ascended Heroes coming out here in end of the month. It's going to be it's going to be crazy, right? Because it's going to be scarce. It's going to be very expensive. So whoever does the first to grade play for the market is going to make a ton of money, and then it's going to be super high prices on the PSA 10, and that's going to drive up, you know, the hype. And then when this other set comes out that's nowhere close to it, it's not going to get any love, right? So there might be opportunities there if the prices drop a lot, though. Yeah, the market's still good. I'm still buying stuff. I'll share that in the later video of my weekly pickups. I'll add that onto the video so you get to check out what I've been buying. But yeah, that's just my quick update. Let me know, are you still buying anything? Have you been checking out any shows? If so, what have you been picking up? And I'll catch you in another video. If you enjoy the video, this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys checking out the video. Andy out. Peace.